Today we're going to make a delicious, simple bubble and squeak. So we've just got the outer leaves of the Savoy cabbage, some fresh chives, potatoes, onion. Going to add to that some butter, whole grain mustard and salt and pepper. So to start, we're just going to get the potatoes peeled and into this water, bring that to the boil and then just let it simmer for 15 minutes. So once the potatoes are peeled, we're just going to chop them in half lengthways, flip them onto their flat side, cut them in half again lengthways, and then we're just going to cut them into a small dice, and they can go into the water. Like I say, I'm just going to bring that to the boil, and then we're going to simmer it for 15 minutes. We're looking that sort of size, not too big. Pinch of salt in there. And then we're just going to shred our outer leaves from our Savoy cabbage. So we're going to lose the centrepiece. That's quite tough, we're not going to use that. So we'll just work our way through them, removing that, like so. And we're going to shred this as fine as possible. So what I like to do is just bring it all together. Just kind of roll it round itself, and then we're just going to shred it, like I say, as fine as possible. Don't there's no rush, just take your time, just run a knife through it. That's what we're looking for. And just run a knife the other way through it as well. Just make them nice small. Put that to one side. Just going to use a quarter of an onion, so I'm going to keep that for later. Now I'm just going to run my knife through similar size as the cabbage. When you come to the end, just flip it on its side and then continue shredding. Like so. Go to one side, and now we're going to just really finely chop the chives. So we're looking for that sort of size with those. There we go. That's been cooking for 15 minutes, they're nice and soft. So I'm just going to pass these off. All the water's gone now, so I'm going to add a little bit of butter. Cracked black pepper. Pinch of salt. Don't drop your mustard. And a teaspoon of whole grain mustard. And we're going to mash that up. So that's what we're looking for, nice smooth mash. And to that we're just going to add our cabbage and our onions and our spring onions. Sorry, chives, not spring onions. And then we're just going to give that a good mix. And while we're mixing it, we're just going to get a non-stick frying pan onto a medium to high heat. Just want everything evenly distributed. So onions, cabbage, spring onions and mustard, nicely distributed through the mash. Like so. I'm going to turn that out onto a chopping board. Just bring it together. I'm just going to split it into 4. And then just gently pat them down a little bit to create a kind of randomly shaped, not quite, never, well you can make it into a beautiful circle, but we're not looking for Michelin star bubble and squeak, we're just looking for delicious flavour. And now we're just going to add a knob of butter into the frying pan. Let that start to foam up. Just going to use a little bit of flour on each side of the little bubble and squeak cakes. To really get that butter foaming. And then we're going to add them. We'll do 2 at a time. Now we're just going to dust the other side with a little flour, and then we're going to flip them over. At this point we're just going to add another little knob of butter, let that foam up. So I'm just going to pop these into an oven tray. Another little bit of butter, let that foam up. And then in go the next ones. Then just dust these in a little flour on the other side, and I'm just going to flip these too. Last little bit of butter going in. They can go into the oven tray. Any of the excess butter just drizzled over the top. And then these are just going to go into the oven at 200 degrees for 15 minutes. Okay, so they've had 15 minutes in the oven, and that's what we're looking for. We've got a nice golden brown, crispy outside, and then they're going to be really, really soft in the middle.